Hey there. So I went into Sephora during the sale time, during the week I was allowed to go, because I'm now been demoted down a couple of levels to insider. I was a Rouge from 2014 to 2023. That's 10 years of buying at Rouge level. And I did not go last year very much to Sephora, and they reduced my sentence down to insider. And as I said in the previous video, I didn't realize how devastating that was to people, to be a insider and only get 10%, plus you have to wait an extra week for the sale to happen. I thought that was horrible, and I felt horrible. So I was telling the girl in the Kohl's Sephora, and I went to the Kohl's Sephora because Kohl's to me takes a cut of Sephora's profit, and I figured this was a way I could kind of, if I'm going to shop the sale, which I didn't want to do, I'm going to at least not let them be as profitable over it. So, the lady felt really bad after I told her, you know, how I had been a Rouge for all that time, and then, you know, the second I didn't go in there this past year, I suddenly was an insider, and how insulting that was to value your customers on levels. So she threw in a whole bunch of samples for me, which I thought was really nice. She gave me the Peter Thomas ROTH hydrating moisturizer. She gave me an Alien perfume. She gave me this little Laura Mercier translucent powder. And there was also a little mini pillow top lipstick. And I think she did that as kind of a, I'm really sorry you lost out on the bigger sale, the 20% off, but this was my little, you know, gift to you to kind of make you feel a little better. And she was awesome about, you know, helping. And she actually showed some concerns about me buying this. She said, do you know about this foundation? I said, yeah, I've heard about it online. Everybody's raving about how good it is. And she said, well, not everyone. And she's looking at my skin, and I'm thinking, oh, I wonder, you know, and I should have gone with my gut back then, but I had to get this. I also got the one size setting spray. I just got the little one. This is normally $17, and of course I got my 10% off. This is called the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation in shade Cashew 2N1. 2N1. Nice pump bottle. Feels weighted. It's a nice glass. I'm going to show you. Initially, when I swatched it on my hand, I thought, isn't this beautiful? I love it. It blends right in. So I got the shade Cashew. This is maybe a half shade too light for me. I didn't realize that when I swatched it on my hand. It blended in so nicely on my hand. It looks so beautiful. I thought, oh, I can always add, you know, maybe a color corrector to make it a little deeper if I need to, but this is the perfect winter shade. So I picked this one up. They didn't have the deeper shade that I thought might work better. They were all out of it. So I got this home. I cleaned off my face of all my makeup. I put on my skincare, moisturizer and everything, let it set in for a bit, put on a primer on one side of my face, and then for the lower half of my face, on both sides, I put it on with a sponge. The upper half, I did it with my hand. And for this foundation, the application with the sponge, the damp sponge, seemed to work really nicely. But as soon as it dried down, which took maybe 6 or 7 minutes, I was putting the rest of my facial makeup on while it was setting, and it looked horrible. It was patchy, it was sandpaper-like, it grabbed onto any of the dryness and texture on my face. Right in here, my St. Bernard gels and my chin dent here, absolutely horrible. I was so disappointed because initially when I was putting it on, I thought, well, the sponge looks really pretty, almost as nice as some of my other, almost as nice as the Double Wear, almost as nice as the Jerome Alexander. But once it dried down, absolute nightmare. And when I read the reviews on Sephora for this product, a lot of the people that didn't like it were in my same boat. They were older people with some texture and wrinkles, and they had some dryness in parts of their skin. So this is not for everybody. Those of you who love this, you probably are normal to oily skin people, perhaps. I don't know. I'm returning it, and it'll be actually kind of fun to return it to Sephora, because as you know, I'm not a big fan of Sephora at this time. I do like the one size setting spray. It goes on, almost feels like hairspray going on, and it dries immediately. It doesn't feel wet. It's kind of an interesting concept. Everybody talks about this one being like the best. I just got the little travel size because I have other, setting sprays that I use, and I don't like to be too wasteful. And if I didn't like it, I'd be really stuck with it. So I think the little ones go at 17, and then you get 10% off, which brings it down not very much, $1.70 off. That 10% discount is such a joke. Come on, Sephora. Oh my God. But I did like this. I think it held my makeup all day. It did not feel like it was drying my skin out. I think this is a winner, so I did like that. And I got the 12-hour Sephora liner. This one is a very beautiful one. This is Shimmer Taupe. This is a very beautiful under the eye liner. And I also got this one, which was called Army Green, which is a different style of liner. Very, very smooth. I like Sephora brand eyeliners, and they were 30% off. So I did get the 30% off that. I got the one size, and I got the Laura Mercier foundation. So disappointed am I in the Laura Mercier foundation. I always considered her like a luxury brand. I did a special on her, documentary. The powder that she has has been legendary, that it's so nice for setting. There have since been many more powders, even in the drugstore, that have surpassed the Laura Mercier one. As far as the perfume, I didn't like the Alien perfume sample she gave me. Pillow Talk is Pillow Talk. I mean, it's the same old Pillow Talk. It's just your usual nudie pink. Looks the same on everybody, pretty much. I don't think it's the best shade in the world, but it's one of the most popular lipsticks in Sephora, and it was a gift, so I appreciate that. This is a gorgeous hydrating moisturizer from Peter Thomas ROTH, and it's called the Hyaluronic Cloud Cream Hydrating Moisturizer. It's a fancy name, but it's got a very unique feel to it. It's got a lot of slip to it, and it's thin. It feels like a drink of water on your skin. I really like this a lot, so I was glad to experience that particular product. And I love the two liners. I think these 12-hour liners are probably my favorite. They were all out of the olive green, which is the one that I normally get when I go there. But when I return, I'm gonna go to a different Kohl's Sephora to return it and get the olive one if they have it there. So yeah, that's one thing the Sephora brand does have. You can't really get it anywhere else except Sephora or Sephora and Kohl's, is the Sephora brand itself, the house brand, because they do have some quality products in their line. And as much as I hate to support Sephora, I do like these products. So it's almost that Jeffree Star thing going on in my head. So, okay, so that's all with my Sephora haul. I did not want to support them in any other way, shape, or form, so I did not purchase anything else from them. I want to talk a minute about this hair. This is obviously it's a wig. People who are 66 years old generally don't have this much hair. You know, as much as I love this scalp, and you can see that there's like a natural scalp to this wig where you can see my natural scalp underneath. When you wash this wig, it's Remy hair, which I believe means it's been chemically treated human hair. The human hair, when I used to shampoo and then I use a moisturizer just like I would on my own hair, let the moisturizer sit for 3 or 4 minutes, rinsed it off with cold water, let it air dry. It got all kinky and curly. And to get that, it wasn't a nice kinky curly, it was like the original person who donated their hair probably had kinky curly black hair, and it did not gel well. It didn't look anything like the wig when it arrived in the box. And I tried to work with it. I got this. A lot of you said it looked really natural. Some of you even went to the link to look at it. And I really was debating talking about it at all. This wig is $650. So I used a smoother. I used a hair smoother on it, which over time, as you know, that will, damage the hair if you use the heat over time on it. And this isn't hair that grows back that you can trim. This is it. You've got this $650 wig. I shouldn't have to do this much work to make the wig look like it did when I got it. And then after that, I used hot rollers. I had to use like hot rollers all through my hair to kind of give it a little bit of bounce and body. And then I used hair products just like I would on my regular hair. I colored it so it wasn't so whitish gray because I get faded out with a whitish gray look, and I have kind of a warm skin tone. So I thought, and this is my natural hair underneath here. This is my natural hair here. So I colored this the same color I colored my natural hair. And I thought it did pretty well as far as taking the color. It didn't look damaged. I gave it a wolf cut, which is a very, very layered cut. So it's got a lot of layers in it, which is nice when you're curling it. When you have it straight, it can tend to look uneven. Is that the word? So I guess what I'm really disturbed about is that after I put what I thought was quite a nice review in my last video about this wig, they wrote to me and they said, well, when are you going to give us, another full video just on the wig and not with your other stuff, and 2 shorts? And I just thought, wow, they're not happy. I thought, okay. So when we get PR as YouTubers, it's very, very difficult because if you love the item, that's great. If you're kind of on the fence about the item, you feel obligated to the company that sent it to you to do something. So what I generally do is give them the option. I'll say, I will do a video, but I'm going to be honest with people. So if you want me to do a video, I'm going to say that I don't like the thing. And in most cases, I think there was only one where they said they wanted me to do it anyway. And I think that was derma roller kind of thing. And I said no, I don't like it. I think it's too easy for people to damage themselves to the point where they could get infections, and I'm just not into that. And so I decided not to review it. They said it was okay to say I didn't like it, which I thought was interesting. But the wig, no. Personally, I wouldn't pay $650 for this. I still think human hair wigs are better than synthetic wigs, but I think there are less expensive ones out there. I think on Amazon and other places you can find human hair wigs, maybe styled more, maybe a little bit shorter, in the $200 range. Yeah, this wig was not. It was the 030 in the lightly bleach blonde. It was called 030 style 16-inch. It was $647. And with my coupon it was going to be $100 off. They have since deactivated my coupon, and when you click on the link it says it's not found. And so I don't know what's going on, but I don't like a company that does that. That's a little sketchy to me. So I don't recommend the wig. It was a lot of fun working with it, and again, it proved to me that human hair wigs really are worth it. But once you wash a wig, that's when you really know the true quality of the wig, because to me, the quality of the wig is as good as the hair that was used to make it. And you know, personally, a lot of people like kind of kinky hair. I don't on me. It doesn't look natural on me, and it wasn't a pretty wavy curl. It was an unusual kink, and it looked ratty, and it looked, you know, Rosanna Dana like, and I thought that was, you know, not my look. Not my look at all. So just thought I would kind of go over that in between videos here, because I am returning it to Sephora, and you know how much I dislike Sephora, so I'm enjoying the fact that I'm going to be returning this to them. And I hope all of you are well. I'll be back with you with more information soon.